and get started. Thank you all so much for coming here on this rainy, drizzly evening. I love when people are hanging from the rafters at our readings. We've got a couple of other Trias readings coming up that you should keep on your radar. Wayne Kestenbaum, the essayist, poet, critic, will be in town on April 16th for a reading, and then Hannah Andrews, a poet, Hannah Andrews, and fiction writer Jeanette Aliou are going to be here on April 23rd, so you'll be hearing about those, I'm sure, but just file that away. As always, I want to thank Peter Trias, who is the patron saint of creative writing at our school, and to remind you of what an extraordinary opportunity it is to have access to this Trias program here, right? If you haven't heard about this program that we have, it's really, there's not much like it in schools this size across the country, where we bring in a nationally renowned writer every fall semester to teach a semester-long class, just one workshop with some of our best writers on campus. And you can write your way into this workshop. I'll tell you about that in a second. And then in the spring, we get a week-long writer in residence, which is Danez Smith this spring, who meets with students one-on-one for consultations, drops by some classes, and spends a lot of time with people on campus. And this happens every year. We rotate according to genre, and we have lots of different people coming to town. Next year, our writer in residence for the fall, for teaching the week-long, or teaching the semester-long class, is the poet Donald Ravel, who was my teacher in graduate school, and I have been describing him as the great teacher of my life. One of probably the best teacher I've ever met, and a wonderful poet. And if you are interested in taking a class from him, then what you need to do is send me, Catherine Coles, I'm in the English department, send me an email in the next week, before Thursday of next week. Send me an email with 2 to 10 pages of your creative writing. Anything you want. You can include multiple things. You can include different genres. It doesn't have to be poetry. And send it to me. And you know, we're really interested in students from all age groups, from all backgrounds. We're not just looking for senior English majors here. So if you're wondering whether you should send something, you should send something to me. You really, really should. There's nothing to lose. So Thursday of next week, send something to me. If you can't remember my name, you can always just send it to Trias at hws.edu, and we will be announcing who's going to be in that class before registration starts, so people can arrange their schedules accordingly. This year's Trias week-long poet in residence, Danez Smith. Now I'm going to jump into the kind of formalities part of my introduction, was a finalist for the prestigious National Book Award last year, and is winner of the Kate Tufts Discovery Award and the Landor Literary Award for Gay Poetry. They've received fellowships from the Poetry Foundation, the McKnight Foundation, and the National Endowment for the Arts. Their work has been featured in such diverse places as Best American Poetry, BuzzFeed, and we just found out in the class the other day on a quiz. What was it, a pizza quiz? Where, like, what should you read quiz on BuzzFeed, and one of the possible answers was Danez Smith. So on BuzzFeed, in multiple versions of it. The New York Times, PBS NewsHour, Poetry Magazine, and even on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Smith is a member of the Dark Noise Collective and is co-host with the excellent Franny Choi of VX, a podcast sponsored by the Poetry Foundation, and Post Loudness. So, Audre Lorde wrote, "Poetry is the way we help give name to the nameless so it can be thought." And William Carlos Williams wrote, "It is difficult to get the news from poems, but men die every day for lack of what is found there." The first time I read a poem by Danez Smith, it had been emailed to me and 74,999 other people by the Academy of American Poets Poem a Day. This was more than a year after Eric Garner, John Crawford, Michael Brown, less than a year after Tamir Rice, Freddie Gray. My brain had been reeling and reeling as I struggled to make sense of the failing world, to know what to say to my students, to know what to say to my kids, to know what to say to myself, And all the while I was watching the news and reading the news and breathing the news and seeing the news everywhere, but there was something I wasn't getting from the news. And then I read the poem by Danez Smith, and I just sat there at my desk for 10 minutes staring at it. And then I printed it up and I taped it to my office door. I assumed I was the only person who ever read the things I taped to my damn office door. So I taped it to my office door mostly for me, but people started dropping by my office and thanking me for taping that poem to my door. Students and others, English majors and others. I taped another poem to my door. I started teaching those poems and other poems by Danez Smith in virtually every class I teach every semester. If you have ever been a student of mine since then, you have read a poem by Danez Smith for a class. Because I get the news I need from Danez's poems. Their poems are riveting and eloquent, despairing and joyous, prophetic and fucking funny at times, imaginative and original and human. So human that they make me feel more human. They make me think back to what it even means to be human. As in the gorgeously moving long poem, Summer Somewhere, from Danez's newest book, Don't Call Us Dead, a poem that's up for the inaugural Four Quartets Prize from the Poetry Society of America and the T.S. Eliot Foundation. How old am I? Today I'm today. I'm as old as whatever light touches me. And somewhere a sun. Below, boys brown as rye play the dozens and ball, jump in the air and stay there. Boys become new. And please don't call us dead. Call us alive someplace better. We say our own names when we pray. We go out for sweets and come back. So back to that Audre Lorde quotation, poetry is the way we give name to the nameless so it can be thought. Danez Smith's poems help me think. They give name to the nameless. They give me words to critique the world we live in, but also words to transform it. They give me the possibility of transformation, of new naming, of rejecting the mythologies that are foisted on us and writing our own new ones fiercely, of naming the parts of the world that we can and even some of the ones that we can't. These poems help me think alongside a brilliant and beautiful thinker and come out the other end into a new kind of summer. And for me, that's the news. And you are all in for it. What a pleasure to be able to introduce to you Danez Smith.
What poem was it? Was it The Bullet Was a Girl?
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
cool. I'll make sure I read that right. How y'all doing?
Good.
Happy y'all in the back didn't say shit. Come from black people, and when black people say hi to a group of people, everybody responds. So I'm gonna look at y'all in the back and make sure your mouths move this time. How are y'all doing? Good. Good. Alright, that makes me feel welcome. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here in Geneva, which I've been told is not of the convention. I thought I was going to do some great diplomacy when we got here, maybe not. I'm really excited to be here with y'all. It's been a fantastic week. Thank you for all the students that brought in great poems and decided to have lunch, or whether we just sat and chilled in the library. It's been really great to meet all y'all. You know, the students, great professors as well, but professors, y'all give money to be here. Y'all pay money to get here, so it's good to meet y'all. So yeah, how many of y'all have never been to a poetry reading before? Is that true for anybody in here? Cool. Welcome. You just ruined your life. It's true. Poetry is like a drug, except for no, it's not like a drug at all. Maybe it is, but the good kind, like good weed. Not the magic stuff. Yeah. So you've never been to? I don't know what kind of poetry reading you've been to before, but I come from a poetics that is of a call and response tradition, which means that the more energy you give me, the more energy I am going to be persuaded to give back. So it's going to be a better show for all of us. So if you feel like hooting, hollering, clapping, taking a lap around the room, whatever it is you feel like doing, do it. You sit there quiet and stare at me the whole time, I'll probably leave. And I don't want to leave. I want to finish all my poems. So we'll see how this goes. Okay? So I'll do a couple minutes poems, We'll do a Q&A afterwards, very briefly. There are bad questions. Think seriously before you ask. And then we'll all be out of here, hopefully in time to catch most of RuPaul's Drag Race. That sounds good? So I always start with this poem. This poem is dedicated to the memories of Isla Nettles and Dwayne Gully Queen Jones, two black transgender women who were murdered in the summer of 2013. This poem is called Genesis. And on the 8th day, God said, "Let there be fierce." And that's the story of the first snap. The hand's humble attempt at thunder, a small sky troubled by attitude. And on the 9th day, God said, "Bitch, work!" And Adam learned to duck walk, dip, pose, death drop. Eve became the fruit herself, stared the lion in the eye and dared the king to bite. And on the 10th day, God wore a blood-red sequin bodysuit, dropped it low, caught it a sunset. And on the 11th day, God said, "Burn!" And the trees leaned in for gossip, the water went wild for the tea, the air tight with shade. And on the 12th day, Jesus wept. Sad so many of his sons would shame his sons for walking a daughter stride, for the way his children would learn to hate the kids. And on the 13th day, God barely moved. He laid around heaven dreaming of glitter, pleased with the shine of it. Sad, so many of his children would come home covered in it. The parades canceled due to a rain of fists and insults and bullets and rope. And on the 14th day, God just didn't know what to do with himself. 2. The Lord begat man. Man begat sin. Sin begat a new joy. A new joy begat hate. Hate begat Leviticus. Leviticus begat Sister Rosa. Sister Rosa begat that ugly rumor about Dwayne, but that ugly rumor begat the truth. But the truth begat the need to pray or run. The need to run begat the knees, and that's a kind of prayer too. But their knees begat his mouth splattered over the him-colored dirt road. His mouth splattered all over the him-colored dirt road still begat a song. The song begat a hymn at the sweet boy's funeral. The sweet boy's funeral begat his ox, still disgusted head shake. His ox, still disgusted head shake, begat the world that killed the not a boy child and stole her favorite dress of her cold, shimmering body. And that just can't come from God. Right? 3. A hymn. I am on the battlefield for my Lord, for my Lord. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. And I promise him that I will serve until I die. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. 4. I'm not him for her. I am the battlefield, my Lord, my Lord. I battle, my Lord. And I promise him that Thank you. Water supposed to be. Sorry, the fridge in the house I'm staying is broken. I've been drinking lukewarm water all week, tricking myself into thinking it's cold. Alright, cool. Alright, so this poem is about dogs. It's called Dogs! Does this thing have wheels that like step down? Okay, this is cool. Sorry, it's gonna fall, that's a whole thing. Alright, dogs. 1. Scooby-Doo was trying to tell us something when every time the monster mask got snatched off, it was a greedy white dude. 2. In 97, a black comic gets on stage, says, you ever notice how white dogs be like woof woof and black dogs be like ruff ruff motherfucker? 3. The dog upstairs won't stop running his mouth, and I thought about ending his noisy little life, but I have to remember he matters. He matters, and if I did, the brown girl upstairs would cry forever. 4. Dog. Now, a man's best friend, C fetch, rollover, canine, good boy, put down, example, my dog died. I had to do it with my own hands. Dog. Now, a man's best friend, C, blunt rolled already, handshake, my nigga, put me on, example, my dog died. He did it with his own hands. 5. Dogs in this house eat the same thing we do. We eat greens, he eat greens. Fried bologna, neck bones, leftovers, whatever. He died from the sugar, the gout, or whatever came for Big Mama came back for the dog. 6. Everybody loves Lassie, but what about Sounder? 7. Possible rite of passage number 37. Graduating from outrunning the block's dogs to outrunning the block's police. 8. I too have been called boy and expected to come. Heal. 9. What Animorph did you want to be? Did y'all read the Animorphs when y'all were kids? Did y'all have it? Are y'all too young for this shit? Okay, cool. What Animorph did you want to be? I wanted to be the boy who turned into a bird, limp in a dog's wet mouth, holding me towards his owner, saying, I made this for you. 10. Dogs in this house, the dog upstairs needs to stop running his mouth, talking all that shit. Fool don't think I understand. He don't know that I gotta bark too, teeth too, thumbs, and a terrible child's mind. 11. Something about the movie Air Bud felt a little bit, the talented, obedient beast, the roar of that eggshell crowd. 12. Dogs aren't racist, but they can be trained to be, as can the water, as can the trees, as can gravity, as can anything marked by a pale hand and turned blood gold, some bitter king's magic touch. 13. I'm the kind of werewolf that turns into a shih tzu. Rough, rough motherfucker, fear me. 14. When my grandma spoke on the clean blood of Jesus, I watched the hounds in the mud, hot for anything warm, and thought of something better to worship. 15. I stand in the dark bathroom in my tightest, shortest shorts, my Vaseline legs, the only things catching the light. I say, I'm a real bitch 3 times. I put my hands above my head. Nothing happens. I walk back into the club, put my hand on a man's chest, and it's a paw. 16. The gay agenda made the TV show Cat Dog to offer your child's gender to their 7-headed god. At 17. A dead dog is a hero. A dead lion is a hero. A cloned sheep is a miracle. A dead child is a tragedy, depending on the color, the nation, the occupation or non-occupation of the parents. 17. Rough, rough motherfucker. Rough, rough motherfucker. Rough, rough motherfucker. Rough, rough motherfucker. At 19, dog bred to smell the bomb, dog bred to smell the coke, dog bred to smell the runaway nigger hid beneath the floorboards. 20, my man's dog won't leave the room when we fuck, won't let his lord out his sight, won't let his master disappear, won't let himself go hungry, won't let nothing happen to the one who brings the water, even if it means being owned, being a witness to his hunger, or maybe the thing is just dumb. 21, stay, open, stay, look at me, stay, open, teeth, bad, bad, stay, open, treat, pant, wag, treat, good, stay, 22, I listen to DMX, smoking a blunt, doing about 90 and a 55, when the cop asked me if I know why he pulled me over, I bark, I'm just trying to be me. 22, the dog upstairs won't shut up, but I can't hate him. He's up there alone all day, making noise. Must be the only way. He knows he's not a ghost. I come from a people where there's a great act of love to roast the shit out of somebody. And insults are definitely a type of currency that exists between friends. Hopefully you come from people like that too. So this poem is about, it started off about that and it becomes about something more. It starts off, it's after, borrows its title in the first line from the great hip hop band Houdini. And one of their fabulous songs about friendship. How many of us have them friends? If I may interrupt right quick, I know y'all busy working, busy smoking, and busy trying not to smoke, busy with the kids and moms, and busy with alone, but I have just seen two boys. Yes, black, on bikes, also black, and they were sweet Sienna summer children. Basketball shorts and they outside shoes. Wild laughing about something I couldn't hear above my own holler. Trying to steady the wheel and not hit their little asses as they swerved, friend drunk. Making their little loops, their sun lotion faces screwed up with that first and cleanest love that we forget to name as such. And hear me out. I'm not trying to diss little dude, but in that golden hour, he kind of looked like Francine off Arthur. You know, same monkey mouth and everything, old. And I say, hey, looking ass boy, go in a beautiful way. The best beautiful. The same that I know all of us have looked like something off when backlit by love. Oh, loves. Y'all ugly asses have crowned me the worst names. Wayne Brady, a gay Wiz Khalifa, all kinds of bitches and fags, though only with my bitches and fags. And once, the mark of Buddha, that year acne scored my forehead with its bumpy fade. Oh, my niggas. And my niggas who are not niggas. I've been almost pissed myself, been almost boxing, been tears and snot of your dozen wonders, been the giddy swine dancing above the flame. Oh, my many hearts, y'all booty-faced, weird-ass, old Jojo looking asses, dusty chambers where my living dwells. Roast me, name me in the old ways. Your shit talk is a river I wade, howling until it takes me. I can't stop laughing. More river wades down my throat. This could be drowning, could be becoming the water, could be a baptism from the inside out. Don't save me. I don't want to be saved. I've been died laughing before. I've been seeing God's face, and you have her teeth, I did. But hers ain't as yellow as them saffron shits you keep stashed in your glory foul mouth, my friend. Oh, my friends, my niggas, my wives. I got a crush on each one of your dumb faces, smashing into my heart like idiot cardinals into glass. But I am a big-ass glass bird, a stupid monster, crashing through the window and becoming it just to make you laugh. Andrew used to say that friendship is so friendship. And ain't it? Even after Andrew gave it on over to whatever, he was still my nigga. Even when they turned his body to dust, he was still my dusty ass boy. Don't you hear it? The wind, the dust on the ceiling fan calls me a bum. Says my hairline looks like it's thinking about retirement. The dust in the car says I look like a chubby slave. Says I look too drunk, takes my keys, drives me home. The wind is tangled with the dust of the dead homies, carrying us over to them, giggling in the mirror. Hear them. Hear your long gone girl tease you about your hair on the bus. Hear them rolling when you sweep the broom across the beaten floor. I miss them. I miss them. All the dead. How young. How silly to miss what you will become. I apologize. Sometimes it just catches up in me. Love and ghosts get caught in us like wind and birds trapped in a sheet just the same. And my friends, yes, my friends, they are some birds. They are some chicken head motherfuckers who I would legit stomp a motherfucker out for. Do you feel me? When they buried my nigga, I put on my Timbs. I walked into that hot August and tried to beat his name out the dirt. I beat the earth like a nigga. I threw hands at the earth like a punk motherfucker, and the ground just chuckled. Said, my nigga, what is you doing? Don't you hear that wind drunk off the kindred lint? Can't you hear that great roll from way off like a big nigga laughing in the alley? Or how your dead auntie laughs when she sees that you still ain't grew into that big ass head? Or how your real friend will laugh when they see that you are still the same ugly as yesterday, the same ugly as always, the same ugly as their last life. Thank you. So I wrote this book. It's good. I think so. If people agree, they put a sticker on the front of it to let you know. When I first wrote the book, it was two books. One of those books, they're both exploring mortality in two different ways. One was looking at mortality from the lens of sort of race in America and thinking about the many sort of systems and traditions of violence that face the black body, particularly police brutality in our modern age. And other, like, non-police brutality, like vigilante violence, when you look at Trayvon Martin, or you look at just the many ways in which the project of America is to keep people of color, specifically black people, subservient, hungry, and dead. And so the book is thinking about how do we survive that, how do we imagine ourselves out of that, are there possible afterlives where we receive better than what we got here. And the other book was thinking about mortality through my own black queer body. I was diagnosed with HIV in 2014, so I wrote a lot of poems thinking now about like what it means for like the enemy or the agent that is seeking to end my body not to always be an external force, but to be inside. And then there's this poems that fall in the middle. So we're gonna talk about, and then there's like some other shit about queerness and blah blah blah, and like good old fashioned sex poems. And so we'll start with like sexy queer shit, move into HIV, and then we'll cuss out all the white people in the room. Y'all need to be cussed out sometimes. Alright, cool. How many of y'all are familiar with the product known as Vaseline? Cool. So this is a poem about Vaseline at a time when it was very important to me, around the ages of like 13, 14, 15, 16. If you have a penis, you know what I'm talking about. It works. It's talking about masturbation. Right. A note on Vaseline. Praise the wet music of frantic palms, plastic toilet cushion, and shiny fingers, your eyes shut, rebuilding how Sherry bent over in math, or how the trail walked around after gym class, his underwear too small and brand new manhood undeniable. Praise that endless tub of grease. It's been the same empty, but not empty your whole life. This very same Vaseline you're using to polish your favorite body part was used by your mama to slick her face when Miss Latrell from over on Head Street called her a frog-eyed bitch back in '76. The same grease your auntie used to make a disco ball of her small brown mouth when she decided that it was time to put it on Craig at the skating rink. This same family-sized tub has been young with all your elders. It soothed Grandpa's gout, Grandma's fryer burns, and Saturday morning bruises. Oh, praise petroleum. How oily and blessed the space between your fingers. That supple blade between index and thumb sends you to the guts of stars. Remember this grip. When men use the stuff to prepare you for their want. When they leave you throbbing, tender, and whistling from the wrong mouth. All your bones replaced by yolks. You will never have enough spit, and this is how men will want you always. Slug, slime, slick of man, a twitching tongue of left palms. Word. Cool. So let's keep on the butt sex theme. It's fun if you haven't tried it. College, y'all. You're only gonna do it once, get used to it. Alright, never mind. Oh, Lord. Okay, how many of y'all have ever used a dating app like Tinder or Grindr or Plenty of Fish or whatever it is? Word. If you're not raising your hand, you're lying. Or it's because you live in Geneva and probably, I assume, just a lot of dudes with pictures of fish. Fish, dog, niece. So this is dedicated to y'all and y'all fish fans. Alright. A note on the phone app that tells me how far I am from other men's mouths. Headless, horse-hung horsemen gallop to my gate, dressed in pictures they stole off Google. Men of every tribe mark their doors in blood. Sorry, no fats, no femmes, no Asians, no blacks. Sorry, just a preference, smiley face. I'm offered 8 mouths, 3 asses, and 4 dicks before I'm given a name. I offer my body to the pictures with eyes. The men who say they weigh more than 250 pounds fill their profiles with pictures of landscapes, sunsets, write lovely sonnets about their lonely and good tongues. The men with abs between their abs write ask or probably not interested in you. The boy down the street won't stop messaging me. I keep not responding. I thought about blocking him, but I don't want him to think I'm dead. A man says, sup. I say, chillin'. You? He says, word, we fucking or what? I never found out what or what was. There's this one guy on the app who spells everything like this. Everybody on the app says they hate the app, but no one stops. I sit on the tray, eyeing men, begging myself to talk to them. I sit on the face of a man I just met. He whispers his name into my lower mouth. I sing a song about being alone. Alright, race is complicated. Sometimes it enters awkward situations. Here's a poem called ... Nigga. Alright. Somewhere, a white boy is in his room, in the lunchroom, in the car, with his father, alone, in the dark, under his breath, as a battle cry, with the song, only with his white friends, in his lover's ear, when he's 8, when he's 19, when he's 40, as he comes, as tradition, as the punchline, with the song, just to try it, nigga, 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 nigga. Footnote, he means all of us. Cool. Are y'all familiar with the phrase, if I said a man was on the down low, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. It's another phrase of in the closet. It's always involves some type of hiding, I guess. You crouch down low, you go in the closet. I don't know what else hiding from shit. So this poem is called At the Down Low House Party. So imagine a party full of closeted men. You can probably find this at your campus frat house. Possibly the basketball team. Cool, right? Just suck a dick, y'all. Say time. All right. At the down low house party, don't expect no nigga to dance. Here, we drink hen, hold the wall, raise an elbow and pray it lasts forever. Everybody wants to touch a nigga, but don't. We say, what's good? Meaning I could love you until my jaw is butt memory. We say, yo, meaning let my body be the falcon's talon and your body be the soft innards of goats, but we mostly say nothing. Just sip some good brown, trying to get drunk with permission. And sometime between here and being straight again, some sweet-boned, glittering boy shows up, starts voguing and shit. His sharp hips pierce our desire, make our mouths water, and we call him faggot, meaning bravery. we call him faggot, meaning I've often dreamed of you. Flesh damp and confused for mine, we call him faggot, meaning hail the queen, hail the queen. We call him faggot, meaning I've waited ages to dance with you. I'm only going to read one poem about HIV tonight because I'm not in the mood. Alright, so this is sort of a link poem. So this is like a poem that was created after I had these two books that I can smash together. So I was thinking about both of those things at the same time. About police brutality and about HIV in the body. So this is called Every Day is a Funeral and a Miracle. 1. On the bad nights, I wake to my mother shoveling dirt down my throat. I scream, Mom, I'm alive, but it just sounds like dirt. If I try to get up, she brings the shovel down, saying, I miss you so much, my sweetest boy. 2. My grandma doesn't know, so don't tell her. If you see her with this poem, burn it, burn her, burn whatever you must burn. How do you tell a woman who pretends that you're just having trouble finding a wife that once, twice, daily a man enters you, how your blood smells like a hospital, graveyard, or a morgue left in the sun? 3. Hallelujah! Today I rode past 5 police cars and I'm alive to tell you about it. Now, what to do with my internal inverse? How will I survive the little cops running around inside my veins, hunting white blood cells, and bang, bang, I'm dead? For today, Tamir Rice, tomorrow, my liver. Today, Raika Boyd, tomorrow, the kidneys. Today, John Crawford, tomorrow, my lungs. Some of us are killed in pieces, some of us all at once. 5. Do I think someone created AIDS? Maybe. I don't doubt that anything is possible in a place where you can burn a body with less outrage than a flag. 6. Hallelujah. Today I did not think about my blood. Shit. 7. What is the shape of my people's salvation? Name a thing that can't be made a weapon. Can you point me in the direction of the doctor, medical, or witch? It don't matter. I got this problem. I was born black and faggoty. They sent a boy when the bullet missed. 8. Look. I'm not going to manufacture any more sadness. It happened. It's happening. America might kill me before I get the chance. My blood is in cahoots with the law. But today, I'm alive, which is to say, I survived yesterday, spent it ducking bullets, some flying right towards me, and some trying to rip their way out. Cool. I read this poem. I read the poem that you posted on your door. I never read this poem, so let's see how it goes. So this is a really short poem. Yeah, you don't know anything about it. It's called "The Bullet Was a Girl." The bullet is his whole life. His mother named him, and the bullet was on its way. In another life, the bullet was a girl, and his skin was a boy with a sad laugh. They say he asked for it. Must I define they? They are not monsters, or hooded, or hands black with cross smoke. They, teachers. They pay tithes. They like rap. They, police, they, good folks, gather around a boy's body to take a picture, share a prayer. Oh, the horror. Oh, what a shame. Why he do that to himself? They really gotta stop getting themselves killed. That's it. So the next one I'm going to read is, it's a long ass poem that I'm only gonna do a little bit of because we ain't got all the time in the world, but I wish we did. It tries to imagine a heaven or an afterlife that is exclusive to black men who have been killed by the police, and sort of offer them sort of some little paradise of peace. And it's possibly in the voice of Emmett Till. No shame, but can you raise your hand if you don't know who Emmett Till is? Word. Yeah, okay, so Emmett Till. Emmett Till is was a black teenager, 14, in the 1950s. I'm blanking on the exact date. I want to say 1955 or 6. Who was from Chicago, went for the summer to visit his family in Money, Mississippi, and allegedly whistled at a white woman at a convenience store. We learned last year that woman confessed that the boy did not actually whistle at her, that was a lie. But because of this lie that was propagated that he whistled at this white woman, he was stolen from his uncle's home in the middle of the night. He was beaten, hung, shot. They tied a motor around his neck and let him drown in the river after he was probably already dead. His mother, they tried to bury him really quickly so they could sort of bury this. His mother would not do it. She brought his body back to Chicago, had an open funeral casket. It is looked upon as like one of the major events that sparked the civil rights movement, or that sparked the sort of some of the 60s trends in the civil rights movement. And if you look at Emmett Till's death, he really, his death was kind of the model for how we learn to mourn black, or how we perform Black Death in the mourning of Black Death in our country today. So I would say Emmett Till is maybe the oldest ancestor of a Mike Brown, of a Trayvon Martin and stuff like that. I explained who Trayvon Martin is, or I explained who Emmett Till is because the poem is possibly in the voice of Emmett Till. I'm not sure. This poem's called Summer Somewhere. Somewhere, a sun. Below, boys brown as rye play the dozens and ball. Jump in the air and stay there. Boys become new moons, gum dark on all sides, beg bruised blue water to fly, at least tide, at least spit back a father or two. I won't get started. History is what it is. It knows what it did. Bad dog, bad blood, bad day to be a boy, color of a July well spent. But here, not heaven, not earth. Boys can't recall their white shirt turned a ruby gown. Here, there is no language for officer or law, no color to call white if snow fell, it fall black. Please, don't call us dead, call us alive, someplace better. We say our own names when we pray. We go out for sweets and come back. No need for geography now that we're safe everywhere. Point wherever you please and call it home or church or sweet love. Paradise is a world where everything is a sanctuary and nothing is a gun. Here, if it grows and knows its place in history. Yesterday, a poplar told me a old forest heavy with fruit that I call uncle. Bursting red pulp and set afire. A harvest of dark wind chimes, and after I fell, it kissed sap into my wounds? Do you know what it's like to live someplace that loves you back? There I drowned back before once. There I was a dead fish, the river's prince. There men stood by shore and watched me blue. There I had a face and then I didn't. There my mother cried over me, open casket. But I wasn't there, I was here by my own water, singing a song I learned somewhere south of somewhere worse. But that was when direction mattered. Now everywhere I am is the center of everything. I must be the Lord of something. What was I before? A boy, a warning, a son, a myth. I whistled. Now I'm the god of whistling. I built my Olympia downstream, and you're not welcome here. Trust. The trip will kill you. We earned this paradise by a death we didn't deserve. And I'm sure that there are other here's, a somewhere for every kind of somebody, a heaven of brown girls braiding on golden stoops. but someone prayed we'd rest in peace. And here we are, in peace, whole, all summer. Dear white America, I've left Earth in search of darker planets, a solar system that revolves too near a black hole. I left Earth in search of a new God. I do not trust the God you have given us. My grandmother's hallelujah is only outdone by the fear she nurses each time the blood-fat summer swallows another child who used to sing in the choir. Take your God back. Though his songs are beautiful, his miracles are inconsistent. I want the faith of Lazarus for Radisha. I want Chucky, Bo, Mo, Sean, Trayvon, Janila risen 3 days after their entombing. Their ghost re-gifted flesh and blood. Their flesh and blood re-gifted their children. I've left Earth. I am equal parts sick of your go back to Africa's as I am your I just don't see races. Ugh. Neither did the poplar tree. We did not build your boats, though we did leave a trail of kin to guide us home. We did not build your prisons, though we did, and we filled them too. We did not ask to be part of your America, though are we not America? Her bones brittle, dress ripped, dragging that dead child through Oakland. I am sick of standing this ground. I will not call your recklessness the law. Each night I count my brothers, and in the morning when some don't survive to be counted, I count the holes they leave. Your master magic trick, America. Now he's breathing, now he don't. Abracadabra, white bread voodoo, this sorcery you claim not to practice. Hand my cousin a pistol to do your work. I tried, white folks, shit. I tried to love y'all, but you spent my brother's funeral making plans for brunch, talking too loud next to his bones. You took one look at the river plump with the body of boy after girl after sweet, sweet child and asked, why does it always have to be about race? Because you made it that way. Because you put an asterisk next to my sister's gorgeous face. Call her pretty for a black girl, because black girls go missing without a whisper of where, because there are no Amber Alerts for amber-skinned girls. Because Jordan, Boone, and Emmett whistled, and Huey P. spoke it, and Martin preached it, because black boys have always been too loud to live, because it's taken my father's time, my mother's time, my uncle's time, my grandpa's time, my grandma's time, my niece's time, my nephew's time, my sister's time, my brother's time. How much time do you want for this progress? I've left Earth. And I won't stop until I find a place where my kin can be safe, until black people ain't but people the same color as the good, wet earth, until that means something. Until then, I bid you well, I bid you war, I bid you our lives to gamble with no more. I've left Earth, and I am touching everything you beg those telescopes to show you. I am giving the stars their right names. And this new life, this new history, our new story you cannot see, or touch, or study, or steal, or ship, or whip, or hang, or cut, or rape, or break up, or red line, or Jim Crow, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or jail, or choke, or accident, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or jail, or shoot, or shoot, or shoot, or shoot, or shoot, or shoot, or ruin. Know this. If only this one life is ours. read 2 more poems. This first one's really short. And it's for all the white people in the room, again. What is it? Alright. This poem's called, it's really short, it's called Addendum. White niggas. Consider this a love letter you can't write back, white niggas, and don't deserve. Bring a pot of how your people survived your famines. Now, let us all share how our people survived let us all share who our people survived just long enough to make you possible. And don't look shocked when we say your name. This is the last poem. Alright, so this is the last poem. I thank y'all a lot for being a very great audience. We're going to do a short Q&A after this. And yeah, just thank y'all for being great, for bringing me out. Thank you for bringing me out. It's been a really great trip. Alright, let's make a movie called Dinosaurs in the Hood. Jurassic Park meets Friday meets The Pursuit of Happiness. There should be a scene where a little black boy is on the bus playing with a dinosaur, then looks out the window and sees a T-Rex, because there has to be a T-Rex. Dumb motherfucker, it's a dinosaur movie. What the shit did you think was gonna happen? Don't let Tarantino direct this. In his version, the boy plays with a gun. The metaphor being black boys toy with their own lives. The spinning image of his father, the foreshadow to his end. Fuck that. The kid is playing with a plastic triceratops or brontosaurus, and this is his proof of magic or God or Santa or some weird reptilian Saint Nick Jesus shit. I don't know. I want a scene where a cop car gets pooped on by a pterodactyl. I want a scene where a corner store turns into a battleground, but please don't let the Wayans brothers in this movie. I don't want any racist shit about Asian people or overused pan-Latino stereotypes. This is a movie about a neighborhood of royal folks, the children of slaves and immigrants and addicts and exiles, saving their town from real-ass dinosaurs. I don't want some cheesy yet progressive, sexy Vietnamese hot dude hero with a funny yet strong black girl buddy cop film. This is not a vehicle for Will Smith and Sofia Vergara. I want grandmas, real-ass grandmas on the front porch, taking out raptors with the guns and hitting the walls and under mattresses. I want Cecily Tyson to make a speech, possibly 2. I want some of those little spitty, screamy dinosaur things to go. I want Viola Davis. I want fucking Viola Davis to save the town in the last scene with a black fist afro pick through the last dinosaur's long, scaled neck. And this can't be a black movie. No, this movie can't be dismissed because of its cast or its audience. This movie can't be a metaphor for black people and extinction. This movie can't be about race. This movie can't cause black people pain or be about black pain. This movie can't be about a long history of having a long history with hurt. This movie can't be about race. Nobody can say nigga in this movie. You can't say it to my face in public. No chicken jokes in this movie. No bullet holes in the heroes, and nobody kills the black boy, and nobody kills the black boy, and nobody kills the black boy for once. Nobody kills that black boy besides. The only reason I want to make this is for the first scene anyway. The little black boy on the bus with his toy dinosaur, his eyes wide and endless, his dreams possible and pulsing and right there. Thank you. I've already seen the first 30 minutes of this episode of Drag Race online, so we can take a couple questions for you. Are there any questions? I'm gonna tell you right now, when did I start writing is not an interesting question. What is my writing process? You put a pen to paper or you bring out your laptop just like every other writer does, so that question is answered. So now that we got those two frequently asked questions out the way, what are your questions? What's up?
My question is, how did you use like rhetoric, speech like rhetoric from like history textbooks in your own writing, and then like how did would you use history textbooks or like history rhetoric in your own writing? Like do you do your own research or is there research that you're doing? I'm
doing research. I'm not a student, so I don't think I have too much access to textbooks anymore. You should use some textbooks for your work. I don't do that yet, so I'm not usually pulling language directly from textbooks. I read all the time. I try to be learned. I try to know things. Most of my poems come from my own personal experience, and so usually the research is my own living and my own sort of investigation of myself and my own experience. But I do research. I take the info, but usually that language is sort of static for me and doesn't really do anything exciting. So it's up to me to sort of take that and then make it into something that sounds like poetry. Yeah. What's up?
Have you faced a lot of challenges, would you say, as a career person in the publishing and writing community?
No. Well, maybe it depends on what a challenge is. So I think it's like a really popping time to be queer. It is. If you're not queer yet, what are you doing? So I don't think it's like as it was a couple years ago, where like queer writers are necessarily niche in any particular kind of way. If you look at current bestsellers lists, lists of like fellowships and all that kind of stuff, queer writers are everywhere. Popping, we're actually outnumbering straight writers. And because I think I'm interested in shit. So I don't feel like there's anything. If there's any challenges, people trying to pigeonhole you into being one particular thing. I think for a while, I write a lot of expensive poems about a lot of different shit. I have poems about fucking squirrels and shit. But people either want me to be a gay poet, or they hit me up and be like, "Oh, can you send me a sad poem?" Or the journals will hit me up and be like, "Can we publish a poem about Black Death from you?" And I'm just like, "Well, I'm not just like the Black Death machine, I'm just like out there really like, ooh, somebody died, let me get a new poem." So that is sort of what I have more had to fight against, is people expecting one type of thing from you or coming to you because they want you to sort of perform your identity. What's up?
You wrote in one of the poems that you read for us, the roar of the eggshell crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that feeling like when the roar of the eggshell crowd, particularly laughter, comes at that moment where you don't want it to come, or comes in those moments where are they realizing what they're doing? How's that affect your work moving forward too?
I don't think too much about that type of laughter. I think laughter is often a defense mechanism too. So I have to always ask in those moments, are they laughing because they think it's funny, or are they laughing because it's uncomfortable? And that comes from me too. I laugh when shit's uncomfortable too. And that roar, I think it's just up to me to deal with it. I think I write the poems that I write, and I think they're doing the work that I want them to do. So if somebody's uncomfortable, I really hope that maybe they'll realize, I always have to imagine that people just don't leave the door and automatically wipe everything that they just heard from their brain, and so hopefully there's something that will ruminate with them and they'll stick with that for a little while. But my job is just to come and do my work, and that, it's complicated, right? I get paid a lot of money to go to majority white campuses and read a lot of Black poems, Black queer poems, right? So that's a complicated thing, and I think I have to negotiate that for myself and how I feel like. Am I down to pay the rent, or do I care about sound moral? More so. And I think the question for me is that it's more important for me to go deal with the war, deal with whatever it is, and just do the poems that I have to do than it would be for me to stay at home on some false map, not doing that shit, right? What's up?
As Blacks, I feel like we all can express the same stories and experiences that we have living in the world we live in, and what are your steps at being able to elaborate on these stories in such a way that you tell them differently, but they're the same story? If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we all have the same. I don't think we all have the same story.
Yeah.
I think no. Yeah. So I do think that there is maybe a communal something that Black folks understand, or that we're cued in to understand, because we do understand ourselves as a community, right? I think a lot of white folks don't think about themselves as a culture, or don't think about themselves as a group. I think individuality is something that the privileged are only able to understand, whereas like when you are of a background or of some type of identity that requires you, I think white women maybe understand something about womanhood. I think white men have this like, and you see it in like how America works, right? You see it in Trump, where like this idea that like I am me and nobody else helped me get to where I'm at, and like I am this individual. They don't realize like, no, you're part of a community. You do have a culture. You do have these commonalities. So I think black folks are just cued in because of who we are and how our people are. We're raised to believe in the power of community, the power of galvanization. So, and so I think for how that comes out in writing is that you don't, I think there's more to be learned from specificity than there is from like some false universality or vagueness. And so I'm never trying to write poems that address every black people. I'm writing about the black people I know. The black people in my mind when I'm writing are the black people, like people with names. They're not just skin, but they have names and histories and stories and relationships. And so when you write into your lived black experience, then that's how people look at that specificity and find themselves. And when you're trying to write to a universality, you usually wind up missing everybody. But everybody is able to catch something when you're talking about your specific story, when you're talking about the people and the communities that you know. So. Mm-hmm. What's that?
Can you talk to me about podium smacking, right? Like I see some people in reaction, they twitch,
Mm-hmm.
they get intimidated by it, some people get into it, and just like, it was a really powerful visual and noise-making element in the performance. Obviously, I know you probably also read without a podium. It's not a necessary thing, but like, is it just a thing you do by feel, or?
I mean, I'm a loud talker. I talk with my hands. I do stuff with my hands and bleed. So this is how I talk to my friends. If I'm having a conversation at home, we're at a table, I smack the table. And so it's really just an instrument. I try to use everything that's at my ability, like within my reach. And actually, I kind of hate podiums, to tell you the truth, because I actually like moving my body a lot more, and this makes me feel like half my body is blocked. And so I think smacking the podium is really my way of being pissed at it. I wish you would move. I wish I had a stand mic, but I don't always have that. But no, it's just drum, and I kind of, you know, yeah, I think, you know, I used to be a djembe player, so maybe it's just my hands instinctively want to smack things when I'm excited and make a sound. So yeah, I don't think it's not intentional. It's just this is a tool, and I have to lean on it. It changes the way I read as a podium. Like you see, like sometimes I lean on it. I don't always get to lean on the thing. Yeah, it's just there. It's a drum. It's a drum now. It's not a podium. What's that?
How much and in what ways have you like had to change the way that you write in order to coincide like with current events and stuff like that?
I haven't.
You haven't?
No. Well, I think. Can you ask the question another way? Let me see.
How have you like let your writing evolve, I guess, in order to address the topics that you address in your writing?
Word. I don't think your writing evolves. I think a poet's job is to see and hear the world and then write it down. And so it's not like my writing has adjusted in any type of way. It's that we're all living in this world, and I think every poet is not changing what they're writing, but they're continuing to map the world as they experience it. And so, yeah, so it's less about a poet like watching the news and saying, I have to change the way I write now, but you write. And current events sort of influences your writing. You are living in the world, and your poems are things of the world. So it's not really about that. And that I'm going to answer another question that you didn't ask, just because I want to. Sometimes people ask that question and they take it to mean like, how has like President Trump and the current political climate changed your writing? And I also think that is like a false thing that I wonder what Americas we've all been living in. I think we all live in separate Americas at all the time. And it's been a really interesting move to see a lot of people wake up to an America that they didn't know existed. Whereas I think if you've been a person of a marginalized identity in this country, this has been the same thing for a very long time. And Trump is not emblematic of anything new and surprising, but rather he is an amalgamation of everything that we've been seeing. So, and if you did vote, if you're like a Trump supporter, let me just publicly say fuck you. I think that you lack a lot of empathy, and maybe you need to go to therapy and talk about it. While I'm up here, let me just shout out other political hot takes. Word. Gun control is not an actual thing, right? It shouldn't be easier to get a car than it is to get a gun. They did not take our cars away when they asked us to get a license and registration, so that shouldn't be a difficult ask for anybody else. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Men, stop being men. Understand, you know, and like think about how you use your male body in the world, right? Like a male raising his voice is a very scary thing for a lot of people. A man walking down the street is a very scary thing for a lot of people. So just like understand your maleness and understand that you do hold a lot of fucking privilege. And when a woman listens or when a woman speaks, maybe shut the fuck up for a very long time. Let's see, what else? Straight people, your relationships are toxic. You need to investigate, just be a little queer in how you move through the world and in your relationships. And I think you will learn a lot from watching a lot of gay movies and figuring out how two people with bodies that are similar, or two people who are imagine themselves outside a heteronormative context can make your sex and love life better. Men, y'all have been having way too many orgasms and not been giving them out to women who you're sleeping with. Global warming is a thing. And let's see, does that cover all of it? Betty DuBose is stupid. And yeah, that's the political thing. Let's take like one or two more questions. What's up?
What kind of music have you been listening to lately?
What kind of music have I been listening to lately? I've been visiting a lot of old Drake albums. And really trying to, like, I think I just made a playlist today that's just like singing Drake, because I like singing Drake more than rap Drake. This restaurant that I was just in Indianapolis put me on to this song called, or this band called Moonchild. And I've been very much enjoying their music. I can't differentiate any song from another, but it's very chill shit. Like the internet, you go, I think you like Moonchild. Let's see, yesterday I walked around this lovely campus listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac. This morning I was listening to a lot of Gucci Mane, and I really like the new Chloe and Halle album. You don't know Chloe and Halle are like Beyonce's little proteges, or like Destiny's Child's child. And they just released an album and it's pretty freaking good. Oh, and my homegirl Jamila Woods. She's a great friend of mine. You don't listen, they know. Jamila Woods is a very, very good R&B soul singer, so get on her. One more question? Maybe? You want to answer another one? Go ahead.
What do you think about Monique calling Charlamagne Lenari?
That is a very, I'm going to take one more question after that because that's so niche. But I loved it because I hate Charlamagne. Charlamagne, I hate the whole Breakfast Club. I mean, it's just like him and what's the other dude's name?
DJ Envy.
They're both like Charlamagne's an idiot, DJ Envy is a coward, and then I really don't know why Angela Yee is there. She just feels like not really that useful because I feel like she has good things to say, but maybe it's because of their maleness that she really doesn't step up. And it's really sad to see female guests get attacked on that show, and Angela Yee just sit there, fuck the Breakfast Club. I watch it, I hate watching the Breakfast Club. What else?
Were you always a spoken word poet?
Was I always a spoken word poet? So my first understanding of poetry was the spoken word. I hated poetry for a very long time. My teachers only showed us dead white people as poets, like to use if it was February. So I thought, I didn't know that there were still like living poets, right? I thought that poetry was a thing that people used to do, and then they like became extinct. Like Shakespeare and like Emily Dickinson and Robert Frost, and that's all we had. And so then it was my theater teacher who actually like started bringing in like spoken word CDs and bringing in like printed out poems by like living, breathing poets who were writing about what we were experiencing. When I was in high school, I was still in high school like right around the time of the Iraq War, right? I was in 8th grade when 9/11 happened. So we were all thinking about the war in a very serious way, and so we had teachers that were showing us like Whitman to talk about war, and it was just like, well, cool, that's like not our war though. And then it was my theater teacher who was like, here's somebody writing about 9/11. Here's somebody writing about the war in Iraq. This is what, and it felt more urgent, and so I was attracted to spoken word because that was the first time that I understood that poetry was still a living, breathing art, something that people were still interested in creating. It wasn't until college when I had the first like teacher that was willing to bring in, I had a poetry workshop, and that was the first time I read living poets, because I knew spoken word, but I didn't realize that books were still a thing. Poetry books, right? The poetry section is usually like tucked in the far back corner of Barnes & Noble. And it's usually filled also dead people. So I didn't understand. Yeah, so spoken word was like my first love of poetry, but I think that's just one of many doors that you can kind of enter into the big house of poetry. And that changed and I think a lot of that has changed. I think I see a lot of high school and secondary teachers that are doing a better job at bringing living poets into the classroom. I think you have a lot more professors teaching contemporary poets in college now. So there seems to have been like a sea tide. So I wonder if I would have been so attracted to spoken word if I was coming up now. Now that there seems to have been like a meaty resurgence of contemporary written word. I'm not sure. Who knows? All right, cool. Thank y'all very much for coming. Over there, so holler at me if you want to book, holler at them. I'll be over chilling by this piano if you want to get a book signed, come talk real quick. Yeah, thank you for coming out. Be safe. Be wet.